So we're talking about Bowe Bergdahl, and I'm here with Robert Yassamura, Steph Zamorano. We're talking about the crazy, over-the-top reaction the right wing had to it. They're completely using this to make political hay. Here's what Bill O'Reilly. So the guy's
usually the logical
Bowe Bergdahl. Yeah, Bowe Bergdahl. His father was trying to. Again, for 5 years, your son's captured. How do you sleep at night? Yeah. Your son's in captivity with the Taliban. How do you?
He's the only PMW. He's the only POW.
POW in the whole, and probably BMW.
Did you say BMW?
Yeah, he's the only BMW.
Probably the only BMW also. So
he's been basically mounting a one-man crusade for the last 5 years to get anybody to listen to him to get his son out.
Right.
It sounds suspicious.
So
I don't like it.
Bill O'Reilly doesn't like that because he grew a beard in solidarity with his son. Like, as long as my kid is in captivity, I won't shave, which is something a lot of people do. Baseball players do it in the playoffs. They don't shave, and Movember and all that stuff.
Sure.
So here is Bill O'Reilly said that his dad, because he was wearing a beard, looked a little bit too much like a Muslim Taliban guy.
No.
And here's what he came back to correct the record the next night. Here's what he said.
Now, the reason I said that Robert Bergdahl looked like a Muslim is that he looks like a Muslim.
So thanks for clearing that up. I was afraid that what you were doing was smearing him and by calling him a Muslim, even though what he looks like to me is the Duck Dynasty guy. But I guess whenever you feel like someone's a Muslim, you go, he's a Muslim. And by the way, that's bad. If someone's a Muslim, that's bad. We pretend to have equal respect for all the different religions, but we don't. I mean, Bill O'Reilly doesn't. So this is kind of funny, right? When I say funny, I mean, if you think about it too long, it will make you cry for our democracy.
Sure.
But, and the fact that people who are smart, who I respect, don't see through this. Not only do they not see through it, but they repeat it.
Yeah.
That's sad. The fact that you would allow yourself to not only smear a soldier without hearing from him, or B, giving him a trial. Wouldn't you want the same thing done to you?
Sure.
Yes, you would. So how, of all people, this story is so horrible. Howard Kurtz is the hero.
What?
So Bill O'Reilly says that. Howard Kurtz comes on to call him out for it, and here we go.
I said that Robert Bergdahl looked like a Muslim when he appeared at the White House with President Obama. A, he absolutely looked like a Muslim. B, he talked in Pashto, the language of the Taliban. And C, he thanked Allah. I thought the appearance was totally inappropriate. I said it. I'll stand by it. Why am I being injected into that?
Because what you said was a smear. That's why, okay? We don't think that one religion is worse than another. His dad was out of his mind. His kid was in captivity. It's the worst thing you could do to attack someone who doesn't have the ability to defend themselves. You haven't even heard from the soldier yet. What you're doing is the most undermining, underhanded. What do you think, Robert?
Well, my favorite part about that is he literally describes the ways in which he's injected himself in the middle of stuff, and then goes, "Why am I being injected? Because you did it." It's like,
That's it. Let's listen a little more.
Well, I think you went too far on that one because I'm not a fan of how Bob Bergdahl has conducted himself, but cut the guy some slack.
Why?
He is not, because...
Why? Is it like the guy volunteered to fight in our war and then had a mental breakdown overseas or something? Why should we cut him slack? Why?
His son was missing for 5 years. He's been through hell.
So what? So my son wasn't. So what? I don't know. I'm pretending that those things don't matter. I'm pretending circumstances don't matter. That's what I'm doing. Although when those circumstances come up, I use them for political hay.
Suddenly, this guy from a small town, Idaho, is thrust into the national spotlight. He's not the issue. He didn't walk off from a military unit in Afghanistan.
My job is to be honest and to analyze honestly.
Oh,
Oh
my God!
That's his job.
That should be on a loop.
That's his job.
Robert Bergdahl looked like a Muslim when he appeared at the White House with President Obama. A, he absolutely looked like a Muslim.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know how Muslims look? They look just like Duck Dynasty guys. They look like they're going duck hunting or gator hunting. You know, that's what Muslims look like. That's why we go down to Louisiana and arrest them all.
B, he talked in Pashto, the language of the Taliban, and C,
Which we know is illegal. You can only speak one language in America. Here's C.
he thanked Allah. I thought it.
Again, you're not allowed to have a different God. This is religious litmus test.
I thought for sure C was going to be he was wearing a khaki pant.
Oh, no. Okay.
Appearance was totally inappropriate. I said it. I'll stand by it. Why am I being
Okay, so here he goes on to make a prediction, Bill O'Reilly.
like a Muslim? He speaks Pashto. He thanks Allah. It's inappropriate. Okay, is he over the edge because of his boy? Maybe. And I feel bad for him if that's the case. But what he did...
If that's the case, is he over the edge because of his boy? Because his son, who's 20 years old, was in captivity for 5 years, held by ruthless terrorists, the Taliban. Or not terrorists, ruthless whatever. They're not terrorists, the Taliban. They're regular people.
They're pretty terrible human
They're
beings.
pretty terrible human beings. They're about as bad. But yeah, they're not classified as terrorists, I don't think. I think they're... Anyway,
No,
I'm
they're
not
a
gonna...
political organization. I mean, they are...
I fucking made a mistake. I'm slipping a lip. I'm cutting it out. Let's stop talking about it. So, yeah, maybe the guy's a little screwed up because his son, I don't know, Bill.
He is literally the only prisoner of war being held by the Taliban for 5 years. He is the one person upon whom the Taliban can focus all of their rage and disappointment.
You know, my dog ran away for an hour. I almost burned my house down. That's how freaked out I was. Let alone my kid being held hostage by the Taliban.
Yeah, imagine you lost your keys. Now multiply that by a quadrillion.
Yeah, I lost my keys. I couldn't sleep all night. Here we go.
And how he presented himself was inappropriate. And I said it. I didn't say it with any rancor. I said it in a...
He didn't say it with rancor. He was saying it in a nice way. He was saying, look, this guy's inappropriate. Let's go have coffee.
Look, I think he should have shown up in a tuxedo, maybe with a pair of high heels dangling off one finger, martini glass in the other, and done a little number.
Thank God the wife wasn't wearing a burqa.
Oh, yeah.
Context of, I wish he hadn't done it. But I'll tell you this, Kurtz, and you're gonna remember these words.
You know, when he calls you by your last name,
Watch out.
That's his faux tough guy.
By the way,
it even makes Howard Kurtz laugh. Look at even Kurtz is like, oh, here it comes.
It's not even that he's mad that Robert Bergdahl did that. What he's mad about is that he's standing next to the president. Well, that's what he's mad about.
The president he hates, by the way.
That's all he's mad about.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This father and this son, they were sympathetic to the Taliban.
And I'm going to say that like it's a fact, even though I know nothing of the sort.
In case you weren't sure if Bill O'Reilly was a horrible human being, I've got a million other clips just like this one. So that's the whole thing. This isn't a debate. That there aren't two sides to this. What they're doing is wrong. They're smearing. General McChrystal said it's wrong. The senior advisor from the Bush administration said it's wrong. Howard Kurtz, for F's sake, said it's wrong. There you go.